If you've got leftover space in your journal but don't know how to use it up, then you've come to the right place. I've got 12 ideas for you so that we can start our new journals guilt-free. Our first idea is setting up a currently me page, or effectively an about me page. This one can be a really nice snapshot of what you're like at this moment in time. So come the end of your journal, what kind of things do you like? What are you currently reading? What's a movie you've watched recently? You could set this one up to be a bit more doodly or pictorial, so drawing out some little icons to describe what you're into. Or you could just set it up as a journaling space. You could of course also put in photographs of you from that time to really make it an about you memory keeping page. Our next idea is to use up some of that extra space by putting in some notes about a personality quiz. There are plenty of different types of personality quizzes. This one is the Myers-Briggs one, which is linked in the description box below, but it effectively acts as another snapshot of you at that moment in time. There's usually a bunch of information that can be found with these personality quizzes, sometimes insightful, sometimes it doesn't really sound like us, but it can still be a bit of fun to use up extra space in your journal. Our next idea is that of a level 10 life check-in, or taking the different categories of your life and rating them out of 10. Of course, your life categories may be different to mine, unless Vogel plays a very important role in your life. But if you do this kind of check-in on a semi-regular basis, it can be nice to see how your ratings change in each of those areas. For instance, in this one, compared to the last time I had done the rating, my health rating didn't change, my finance and home ratings also didn't change, my work rating went down by 2, my personal and Vogel ratings went down by 1, and my leisure and social ratings went up by 1. It can just be helpful to see that you're tending in the right direction when it comes to the different areas of life and your satisfaction in each of those. And it can also help you think about where you might want to set your goals when it comes to setting up your next journal. What can be a bit of fun is to set up a year in review spread. So on this one, I had the kind of moments from the year broken down by month. I also had some statistics for social media, different media that I enjoyed, so films, TV shows, music, so on and so forth. I also put in a little bit of a reflection about my journal itself, the things I liked and didn't, and then the stuff that I accomplished and the goals that I wanted to work on for the year ahead. Something that I think is very fun if you're coming up to the end of the year and moving into a new journal is putting in your Spotify Wrapped. I just find looking at the statistics of it to be very enjoyable, and depending on which elements of your Wrapped you want to focus on, your layout might be a bit different, but I have the stats section, top songs of the year, top genres of the year, and my top artists. It's very much akin to the About Me page, but just looking at your musical tastes. Another fun idea can be setting up a themes found in this journal page. You could also make it a themes of the year if you had a full year in your journal, or if you just liked the idea of having them all together. But on this one you can see I just have a little swatch of what each of the themes kind of were in terms of color palette, decoration, and the title of the theme. It kind of just makes for a cute little summary page. Another thing that could be excellent to include if you're trying to fill up extra space in your journal is that of your next journal planning. So the central idea here in my mind map is New Joe, the new bullet journal, and then the different things that I want to use it for, and then how I will actually do that based on pages and layouts. Previously I've done these as just brainstormed lists of ideas that I have for my next journal or things that I want to include. And I've also done things like drawn out little mock-ups of what I want the pages to look like. Jumping back to this spread though, you could of course use your extra space as a decorative place. On this page here, I've just used a bunch of washi tape from the washi tape shop to make this pretty floral butterfly mess, effectively. Although it looks a little bit chaotic, it was actually a lot of fun to do. Just really unobstructed creativity. If washi isn't really for you, you could of course use it for drawing, doodling, painting if your journal can hold up to that kind of stuff, but just a place to be creative and decorate the page. Quote pages can be a great way to use up extra space in your journal, and they can also act as nice little kind of snapshot pages depending on what quote you pick. Could be reflective of how you were feeling at the time or something that you wanted to hear. I have of course previously included quote pages at the start of each of my monthly setups. So here are just a couple of ideas of how you could set them up. Another way that I have previously used up extra pages in my journal are turning those pages into card keepers. So taking all of the cards that you get around the end of the year and just sticking them in, effectively saving them in your journal. This one can be a very nice quick way to fill up that extra space because cards take up a fair amount of room. What you can also do is trim out the extra paper to either use as scrap paper or spare paper for your journal. You can see that is something that I did do here. I've just trimmed away this left-hand page. Be careful when you're doing this, you do not want to accidentally snip the binding of the journal, but if you're careful, you can remove those pages without compromising the structural integrity of your notebook. There is a very good reason as to why I left a little bit of a tail here. So for instance, this page is spare, so I can just take my scissors and carefully cut that one away from the journal. You could of course also use a craft knife for this if it makes it a little bit easier for you. There we go. Now this one does look a little messy, but bear with me because one of the other ways that I love using the extra pages in my journal is to do mock-ups of layouts before I actually put them into my journal. These back pages here were where I was doing some practice for different cover pages and stuff like that before I actually put them into the journal that I was currently using. This can be a great way to get a little bit more confident or comfortable with a certain decorative style before you put pen to paper in your actual journal. I like to use up the final pages in my journals in a variety of different ways, and if you wanted to check out how I do, then the playlist we have here has all of my bullet journal flip through videos. Click or tap on the screen here and I'll see you over there.